dating coach and relationship expert Jennifer Hurwitz, and welcome to Doing Relationships Right. Raw, authentic, and insightful, this podcast is a no bullshit look at all things dating and relationships. The good, the not so good, and the what the hell was that? No worries, I've got you, and we'll figure it all out together without taking ourselves too seriously here on Doing Relationships Right. Here you are at midlife. Your boobs have entered a new zip code. You have genes older than your daughter's new fiance. And now you're single again. But is that cause for a crisis? Hell no. It's time to pick yourself up, Buttercup. Whether you're freshly unhitched, just dipping your toesies back into the dating pool, or ready to dive into a new relationship, my new book, Midlife Priceless, a dating coach's guide to finally doing relationships right, has you covered with new dating and relationship advice tailored to meet you wherever you are in your relationship journey. Join me, Jennifer Hurwitz, author of best-selling books, One Happy Divorce and Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda, as I share BS-free tips and laugh out loud personal anecdotes to help set you on the path toward finally doing dating and relationships right. Grab your copy of my new book, Midlife Priceless, at jenniferhurwitz.com. That's jenniferhurwitz.com. Good morning. This is Doing Relationships Right. I'm Jennifer Hurwitz, and I'm your host. You know, whenever I feel like picking up the microphone these days, I'll tell you. So how you doing out there today? I hope everyone is getting ready for the big day tomorrow, Valentine's Day. Okay. This seems to be the topic of all of my discussions in the last week, Valentine's Day, and like, what the fuck? Okay, so here's the deal. What I think about, this is my truth about Valentine's Day. Okay, I'm telling my truth to the world right now. I love Valentine's Day. I love it. Okay. I love it I loved it when I was married. I loved it when I was single. I loved it when I was dating. I loved it. My kids love it. I love to give presents to my kids. I send little gifts to my niece and my friends' kids. And I just love Valentine's Day. I love being in love, and I love it. Now, with that said, my Valentine's Day sucked last year. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why it sucked. And I'm going to share with you why it sucked. And hopefully you will understand where I'm coming from when I'm done. But I'm going to tell you. So basically, you know that when you listen to my podcast, the one thing I always say to everyone, my big thing is to use your words, right? So with any holiday, not only Valentine's Day, you are setting yourself up for failure. If A, you don't tell the person you're with the truth about how you feel about the holiday, and B, if you don't lower your expectations a little bit and just be happy with what ends up happening if you don't use your words. Because a lot of people are these people who say, well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to tell him that I want to do this, or I'm not going to make plans, or I'm not going to. And then when he doesn't show up for you, you're resentful, you're pissy, you're mad. You're like, I can't believe we didn't celebrate Valentine's Day. I can't believe you didn't get me a card, at least a card. Well, let me tell you something. He's not a mind reader. Okay. She's not a mind reader. If you're in a relationship, or you're not in a relationship, or you're with a friend, or you're with whatever you're going to do on Valentine's Day, you have to take control of the situation. Otherwise, you'll be fucked and you'll be mad. Okay. So like for me, last year, I was in a different relationship and I lied. I was like, Valentine's Day sucks. I hate it. I could care less about it. It's just a stupid holiday and, whatever. I think we were fighting or not getting along or whatever. So we canceled dinner and something was going on and blah, blah, blah. And he said to me the next day when I was like, could not believe that we did nothing for Valentine's Day. I remember him saying to me like, well, Jen, you said you hated Valentine's Day. That's all I needed to hear, was that I said I hated Valentine's Day. Well, let me tell you something. If you tell someone that you hate something and then they plan something for you, Of course, they're going to be hesitant. They're not going to want to do something for someone who says how much they hate the holiday or they hate the thing that's going on, right? I hate surprise parties, right? Let's say someone said, I hate surprise parties. And then you're upset on your 30th birthday when no one gave you a surprise party. It's like, what is wrong with you guys? Like, that's how I was. That's how I was last year. I was like, if he doesn't know that Valentine's Day is important, if he doesn't know that, getting me at least a card is necessary for Valentine's Day, then what's wrong with him? Well, what's wrong with me? What was wrong with me that I wasn't honest in my feelings? If I would have said to this guy, I love Valentine's Day. It's like my favorite holiday in the universe. I love being in love. It makes me happy. And then he didn't show up for me. that would have been a serious fucking problem. A serious fucking problem. But if he doesn't show up after you've said that you don't hate something, how can you blame him or her? Okay. So don't wait for him to show up and be resentful when you don't get the result that you're looking for. Okay. Share your feelings, share your expectations, and make sure they're met. Use your words. Don't lie. Don't say, oh, I don't know. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I don't really love Valentine's Day. I don't care what we do. I don't care. No, you will care when you're in a relationship and the Valentine's Day comes up and then you're doing nothing. Okay. So listen, this is another little tidbit I'm going to give you from Pew Research. I've done a little research on the topic. Facts about marriage and dating for Valentine's Day in the US. 3 out of 10 Americans say that they're single. 3 out of 10. So those single folks, whether you like Valentine's Day or you don't like Valentine's Day, for me, it was always like, if I'm single, I hate Valentine's Day. I go out with my friends, I do whatever. And if I'm dating someone or I'm in a relationship, I love Valentine's Day. I think a lot of us are like that. We're angry when it's a holiday that we can't celebrate with someone else, like Valentine's Day. And I think that's okay. It's okay to be bitter. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to look around and say, you know what? Why am I upset that I'm alone on Valentine's Day? And maybe I need to do some work on myself. Take it as like a moment to some accountability. Hold yourself accountable for what's going on in your life. But it's interesting to me that 3 out of 10 Americans say that they're single on Valentine's Day or in general. And this is another thing I want to share with you today. Record share of 40-year-olds have never been married, which I just thought I'd throw that in there because I was reading this article and I'm like, I just thought to myself, lots of people are like, oh my God, it's a red flag. He's 40 years old. He's never been married. He has no kids. Not a red flag anymore, y'all. And there's an all-time high right now of men and women who are 40 years old and never been married. Okay. So don't be beating each other up and don't be like, if your girlfriend goes out with someone and he's never been married and never has kids, don't be so mean. Don't be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. That's a red flag. It's not a red flag anymore. Record share of 40-year-olds have never been married. That's from the Center Analysis of the most recent U.S. Census Bureau data. So that's real news. So look at, some are single, some are married, whatever, but you've got to talk about what you want and what's your Valentine's Day, what you want it to look like. Don't be a Jen. Don't be a Jen Hurwitz where you say, that was the old Jen. Jen 2 point whatever before all this stuff, before all this self-healing and growth, and before I started coaching and really getting into the nitty-gritty of relationships, I was that girl. I was the one who was like, I'm going to test him. I'm going to see what he does. I'm not going to say a word. I'm not going to say a word about Valentine's Day, and then let's see what happens. You're just setting yourself up. I've said this like 900 times, okay, for disappointment. To prevent disappointment, to prevent it, the only way you can prevent disappointment and not getting what you want on Valentine's Day, the only way is to say that you like it or that you want it or that this is what you want to do. Why don't you make the plans? Why don't you take the bull by the horns? Why don't you say to your guy, you know what, guess what, this year I made reservations. We're going to such and such. And listen, it doesn't ruin the holiday if you talk about it. Okay. If you have a conversation about Valentine's Day and what it should look like, it doesn't ruin it. And nothing, it doesn't ruin the holiday. You're still spending Valentine's Day together and doing what you want to do, but at least you're like both, doing what you want, because men are not mind readers. No one's a mind reader. It's not fair. So set your expectations. Okay. If you plan, you win. If you ask for what you want, you win. If you're not sure, ask. That's my next thing. Ask. If you don't know, if you have let's say you're newly dating someone and Valentine's Day has come around the corner and you don't know how they feel about it, why wouldn't you have a conversation? Why wouldn't you say, so are you big on Valentine's Day? Or like, how do you feel about it? Or just put it out there and talk about it. I don't know. I was on Charlotte today. I think it's going to air this week. And I talk about this kind of stuff. And I'm like, just thinking to myself, what? In order to get what you want, you have to ask for it. Use your words, y'all. Use your words. Another question that I got that was really funny to me was, should you wish your ex a happy Valentine's Day? Your ex-boyfriend, your ex-husband, your ex-wife. You know how I feel about this. The answer is no. It's like a birthday. Do you wish them a happy birthday? I do, because my husband and I are very close. But no, I will not wish him a happy Valentine's Day or send him a card, or he has a girlfriend and that's her job. That's their thing, even though we're friends. But yes, I wish him a happy birthday because he's the father of my children. No, don't open that door again. If you are not talking to someone, if you've blocked someone, if you end your relationship and then you open that door by saying happy Valentine's Day, it's sending mixed signals. It's just going to make you angry when they don't write it. Well, because you can't win, right? Like if he says happy Valentine's Day back, then you're like, oh my God, he reached out. I can't believe it. What is he doing? And then you get angry, like, I blocked him. I can't, no, whatever. And if he doesn't reach out after you've texted him or you've texted her and he doesn't respond, then you feel like shit the whole day. Like, oh my God, I can't believe he didn't respond to me. It's a no-win situation. Do not text your ex on their birthdays. Do not text your ex on holidays. Your ex is your ex for a reason, unless you're like me and you want to get back together with your ex, which I did. I'll never forget my birthday, my 50th birthday. I was with someone else and I was waiting all day. I was waiting all day to see if Jim was going to text me on my 50th birthday. And he didn't. And you know what? I was so happy that he didn't, because I was like, if he texts him, it's just going to upset me. Like, it's just going to upset me, right? But at the same time, then I thought to myself, God, I can't believe he didn't text me. But when we got back together, and we're together now, and we were talking about it, he said he just wanted to text me so badly on my birthday, but he knew he couldn't. He knew that he shouldn't. And he listened to his coach. That's me. And he knew that you just can't do it. So no, do not reach out to your ex. What else do I have for you today? Oh, let's talk about what to do. What to do on Valentine's Day that's not just going to dinner. How about that? Let's talk about some things. What about making a charcuterie board? Love charcuterie. It's like my favorite thing, although I cannot have like cheese anymore. I don't know. It makes me sick. Anyway, but charcuterie board making is like, it's so much fun. You go online, you try to like copy one or whatever. And it's just a really good time. Have a spa date. Go spend the day at the spa with your man or your woman and just, chill out, the two of you, and be together. How about a money-free date? Don't spend a penny. Can you guys do that? Can you actually do that on Valentine's Day? Not spend a penny? Like, say to each other, we're not going to spend any money. We're just going to be together and be happy and go for a walk or a bike ride, explore a new place, go to maybe a museum that's free, go listen to some live music that's free, go to the farmer's market, don't buy anything. I mean, so many things you can do that you don't have to spend a penny. Okay, I love this one, and I think it's great, is have a boudoir photo shoot. Okay, have you guys ever had a boudoir photo shoot before? I did before, when I was married. I did a boudoir photo shoot, and I accidentally sent the pictures of my boudoir shots to the entire mom's group at my kids' school. It's a long story. You don't want to know how it happened, but it was and I just moved here. I did the boudoir shot in Detroit before, and when I was married, I did it for Valentine's Day for my husband at the time. And when I got to Charlotte, I wanted this photographer to come down and do family pictures of all my girlfriends. And she was going to do mini sessions and blah, blah, blah. And I sent the link to my pictures with my family, because she also, Shannon, this phenomenal photographer, also took pictures of my family. So I send the link, and next thing I know, I have like my mom friends who I just met in Charlotte are like, oh my God, that's so lovely. What a beautiful song. And oh gosh, Jen, you looked really great. I'm thinking, what are they talking about? Well, yes, I had sent my boudoir shots to 15 moms at the private school that my children attend. Oh, those are my biggest mistakes and my most embarrassing moments of my life. Anyway, truth be told, let's tell the truth about Valentine's Day. Let's use our words. Put yourself out there. Look, the worst thing you can hear is no. Right? If you're dating someone and they're not interested in Valentine's Day and you say, look, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? Let's get together. And they say no, at least you don't have plans. At least you can do something else, make other plans, be with your friends, be with your family. I'm telling you guys, do not set yourself up for disaster. Don't set yourself up for disappointment. And you'll end up resenting this person that you really care about. I've done it over and over. And then I've learned the hard way that you just have to say what you want. And it doesn't ruin the day. I said to Jim, I want to go to dinner for Valentine's Day, and he's like, oh my God, Jen, I'm going to be out of town. He's out of town right now for work. So of course I was like, fuck, it's Valentine's. So we went out on Saturday night. No big deal. I mean, he already got me my present. He gave it. Look, it doesn't have to be celebrated on the day either. I like it on the day, but whatever. He's actually coming home on Valentine's Day evening to be with me. Anyway, because he's a lover boy. So that is that, y'all. I just wanted to give you a shout out and say, tell the truth on Valentine's Day. Live in your truth. Use your words, and I'm redundant and going on and on. Do I have any business for you? No business. Just say hi to me. Come check out my stuff. Check out my website at jenniferhurwitz.com. I've got some video courses up. I've got 3 books that you can buy for Valentine's Day presents. And you know what? I have a new little thing that I'm doing. I've been asked to be an influencer for a bunch of different products, and I think that's really fun. So you can check out my LTK, like to know, feed, my LTK Doing Relationships Right on LTK, and I am doing all the work for you. So if you're a single woman or you're a married person or you're in your midlife and you have a hard time with shopping, knowing what's in, knowing the trends, the best jeans for 2024, the best Valentine's presents to give your guy. I've got it all for you. I've done the research and I've set it all up on my LTK page. Check it out. You can shop right on the page. I would appreciate if you shop with me. That'd be so much fun. I love it. And I'm also on TikTok. I have a TikTok shop, which I'm not so good at. I'm kind of old for TikTok, but you know what? When somebody asks and I can make a little extra money, that's what I'm going to do. So come check me out. That's that. I love you guys. Happy Valentine's Day. For all of you out there, just know that it's one day. Valentine's Day is one day and it comes and it goes. And don't let it make it or break you. Make it or make it. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it ruin your relationship or your non-relationship and don't sit in that anxiety. Okay. That's my truth. That's my truth about Valentine's Day, y'all. Have a great day. Have a fabulous day. Happy Valentine's Day. Tomorrow, do something fun. If not, whatever, you know what? Binge watch. Sit on Netflix and get a good show. Oh my God, there's so many great shows out right now. Anywho, that's it. Love you guys so much. Take care and peace, love, and so much truth. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening to Doing Relationships Right. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the show, subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast episodes. And please grab my books, One Happy Divorce and Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda on my website, jenniferhurwitz.com. And look out for my new book, all about doing dating right, coming soon. As usual, thanks for listening. See you next week. Peace, love, and truth.